Welcome back to Jeep Dudes YouTube channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different than what you normally see on here. I'm actually going to build my own Bluetooth box here. See, I got a Bluetooth board here with a battery. I got two speakers for left and right audio, and then the big speaker will be used for our subwoofer. Now I know you see these little LED lights in here for the side. I'll explain later what I'm going to do with those. So let me get some tools gathered up and I'll join with you back in just a moment. Okay, as you see, I got my box. I'm going to make this out of cardboard box. I got this piece cut out so I can put it on the back. Since this piece is a little bit thicker than the rest of the box, I'm going to use this for my subwoofer one. So I can put this to the side. Here's my subwoofer. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get this centered on here as best as I can, because I'm also going to take my board that I have, and I'm going to try to stick it to the side where my buttons will come through so I can turn it on and off. So, make sure that this is centered. That looks pretty close right there, and I still got room for my board. I want to trace around this, give me an idea where my cut needs to be. Obviously the hole is not going to be this big, but this is just giving me an idea. So now I want to mark out where these holes are. Once again, so I kind of have an idea of where the inside of this needs to go. So, see, I got my circle. I did these so I know where I need to cut. So I don't cut too far into it where I don't have enough room to mount this. I'm going to try to mount it to where just the speaker itself comes through and not everything. So where all you see is just the speaker cone. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting this cut out. Once I get this cut out, I'll rejoin back with you guys in a moment. Alright, so that way you guys didn't have to get bored with me sitting there cutting out this hole. It may not be the straightest circle, but it looks pretty good from my view. And I cut it out, like I said, I just wanted the speaker to be visible. I don't want the actual frame of the speaker to come through. And don't worry, this will all eventually get painted, so you'll never see these markings on here. And that's kind of what the subwoofer will be like. This will be on the back of the box. It'll be facing backwards. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing for the front speakers. I don't want the housings to show, I just want the actual speaker to show through. So, and that'll be on this part. I'll have my speakers here. I'm probably going to put them down low, because like I said, I got some lights over there, and I kind of got a little bit of a surprise for those. So, let me get some things rearranged here, and we'll start working on getting the cutouts for those speakers. Okay, so this will be the back side of the box once it's complete. That's where this cover will go with that subwoofer. It'll be there, that subwoofer will be there. And then on one of these sides, that's where I'm going to put my board, which is right there. So, but anywho, you see I got the speakers laid out in here. Now, I already went ahead and drew my circles where I'm going to put them. They're going to be pretty close to this edge here. That way it gives plenty of room for that subwoofer to lay in here without interfering with these guys. Plus, I'll have room up here for extra stuff I want to add in. So, I'm going to go ahead and do the power of editing. You won't have to be bored with me cutting out these circles for these speakers. I'll rejoin with you in just a moment. Okay, there's kind of a rough idea of what the front's going to look like. I got those in there. And then like I said, I'm going to have some lights up here, and this will all be painted. I'll probably end up painting it a black, probably like a gloss black. I got to make little tabs on the back, so once I do the subwoofer piece, I can just screw this in, and then if I have to access the inside of this for the components, I can just take the screws out of this, which will make life a lot easier. So, what I'm going to do is I'll just stack like pieces of cardboard together like this, where I can glue them together. And then I'll set up in all four corners on the back where I can run screws through here. So let me move on to the next task. I'm going to go ahead and make that. Once I get that made, I might work on getting this painted up. And I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so when I left off, I said that I was going to build up little tabs in the corners so I can screw this back piece on. That way, if I ever need to get in here to get to my electronics or whatever, I can just simply pull these screws out and remove the back. I did add in a little bit of support for the speakers on the front, so it don't, bow as much, as you can see there. Now, after I paint it, when I go to put this on, I am going to add just a little bit of glue around these edges, just so I can seal this up. But if I ever have to take it apart, it won't be a problem. It'll just be hot glue. All I gotta do is just kind of take a hairdryer and soften up the glue, and I can peel this right off. But by sealing that up, it'll make it look a lot better. Next step I'm going to do is, I got these little lights here that I'm going to pop in real quick. Or at least get the holes made to put the lights in, and then I'm going to get this painted. So, I'm going to go ahead and continue working on this, and I'll join back with you guys in the next step. Alright, well, I think we're just about ready to paint this, and I don't want to do that near my camera because I don't want to end up getting overspray on my lens. But here's the front with the cutouts for the speakers. You can see the four little holes up here at the top. That's where these lights are going to go in. And I'll explain once I go to start wiring them up what those lights will do. Then the back. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting this painted up. It's going to probably take a couple coats to make it look somewhat decent. And then when we come back, we'll work on getting the speakers put in and then doing the wiring. Okay, this is after just one light coat of black paint. As you see, I think it'll come out pretty nice. I'm only doing light coats since it is cardboard, and first couple coats the cardboard's going to end up eating up the paint. I think it'll look pretty sweet when I get done. So, I'm going to let this coat dry up a little bit more, and then I'm going to go do another coat on it. And I'll let you know in the end just how many coats it ends up taking.